Hello, this is Don with Dynamo Services, and today I'm giving a I'm giving I'm giving a little bit of information regarding the Exmark 30. I have owned this mower for over a year now, and to me, for what I do, I think it's a pretty good mower. In fact, I use it a lot during the fall season to pick up leaves. I do think the mower is pretty good for bagging. It never gave me a real issue. Now, do I think the price for a new one is worth it? I honestly don't. I think that if this mower was $1,400 to $1,500, it would be more worth purchasing this mower. I will tell you that this mower is pretty heavy duty. It doesn't have gears, but you can control the speed from the handle, how far you push it back. So let's take a look here at this mower. So this is my Exmark 30. I have owned this mower for over a year now, and like I said, I use it a lot during the fall season. Do I think the mower is worth the price point of $1,800 plus tax? No, I don't. I do think if they would lower this mower to $1,400, it would be worth purchasing. I just think $2,000 for this machine is too high at this time. It hasn't given me no issue whatsoever so far. I use it a couple hours a week, and don't be putting comments on here if you own the Toro Time Master and what you heard about the Toro Time Master and comparing that to this machine. This is a commercial machine. The Toro Time Master is, first of all, it's owned by Toro, which to me, I want to own a Toro. See, a lot of you guys don't know about Toro. Back in the day, back in the early 2000s, Toro was a very, very low model mower. See, the reason why I would never purchase a Toro and why Exmark was so far advanced was if you look back in a 2000 Toro, okay, even up to probably 2002, 2003, all their mower decks were stamp decks, okay? They were not the high gauge steel like Exmark designed, okay? They were all stamp decks, like decks that you would purchase a riding lawnmower with, okay? So that's why Exmark was so much farther advanced from Toro. Okay, Exmark is more advanced. Okay, I was mowing grass in the early 2000s, and I know for certain that Toro decks, they were stamped decks. They were not the same decks as an Exmark or a Skag. They just went over to those sort of decks probably after 2003 or something, okay? I just know that Toro was a very low-grade machine, and Exmark was always better built than Toro, okay? That's my opinion. Because I was around back in the early 2000s when Toro were stamped decks. If you go look at Toro mowers in the early 2000s, they're all stamped decks. Okay, and most of them did not last because they would get rusted out and the engines would go. They would put a 22 horsepower engine on a 60-inch machine and it wouldn't be able to cut the grass. Okay. So that's my rant. Don't be coming on here talking about you heard from so-and-so they own a Toro and they're talking about the Time Master and you're talking about the transmission, okay? I'm talking about the Exmark, okay? If you own an Exmark and if you had issues with the transmission, I mean, I want to see people make videos about that. Now, I have not seen too many videos about the Exmark transmissions being the same or going out at an early stage, okay? So, If it were me, I would buy an Exmark 30. I would not buy a Toro Time Master, nor the other Toro. Um, I mean, if you look at these machines, the Toro Time Master or whatever the commercial side of the Toro is versus the Exmark, you can tell that the Exmark is more heavy duty. Okay, just look at the decks. Okay, the decks on a Toro, they are much more thinner than the decks on an Exmark. I mean, I just know that Exmark does, to me, I think it over exceeds Toro. It does. I heard that they're the same company now. I don't know. The only thing that I know is back in early 2000s, if you would get a Toro mower, you're getting a mower with a stamped deck. Okay, you're not getting an Exmark with the with that steel deck, with the custom deck. I mean, you just weren't getting it. That's why Toro mowers, they always been cheaper too than purchasing an Exmark. See, now if you would go to the store, a Toro and an Exmark, I think Toros are overpriced in my opinion. I'm not on here to, tell you what one mower over the other. Okay, I mean, all the brands, they all get the job done. Okay, but I do like Exmark. I have owned a few Exmarks. I mean, it's just all choice of what the conditions are, what you're mowing with. But I just don't want to see people talking about Toro and comparing the Toro with the Exmark, because it's totally two different mowers, and this transmission has not given me a problem. Okay, I purchased this mower used. I think I got a hell of a deal of it for it, and it's never given me no sort of issue. I'm telling you, if you want to grow your lawn care business, the best thing you can do is purchase good used equipment in the off season. That would save you a lot of money. That's how I invested all my money into my land and lawn, my land. Lawn and landscaping business was, I would wait for the off season to come around. If you will look in the ads of let's say February, early March, you would see guys selling good equipment for cheap money. And there's a few reasons why. A couple reasons are the bigger companies are upgrading, and more so the reason guys need money to make it through winter. So I'm telling you, if you can, look for equipment in the off season. You can get really good deals, and I have had very success with that so far. I mean, I really don't purchase anything new because really I don't get anything until I really absolutely need it. Okay, so this is Don with Donovan Services. I just want to talk about my Exmark 30, and to me it's a pretty good mower, and I don't know why a lot of people bash this mower. In fact, you're bashing the wrong make and the wrong model. You're putting out false information. Okay, the Exmark transmission is different than the Toro transmission. Thank you for watching Donovan Services.